The quantum energy detector in Dr. Olivia Reed's hand chirped insistently as she pushed through the dense undergrowth of the Olympic National Forest. The morning mist clung to the towering evergreens, creating an ethereal atmosphere that matched the strange readings she'd been tracking for the past 3 days. "Another spike," she muttered, adjusting her worn leather jacket against the dawn chill. The detector's screen showed energy patterns unlike anything she'd documented in her 15 years as a xenobiologist. They pulsed with a rhythm that seemed almost alive. A flash of light through the trees stopped her in her tracks. It wasn't sunlight, it was too blue, too concentrated. The detector went wild, its display scrambling before going dark. The air crackled with static electricity, making the hair on her arms stand on end. Olivia moved forward cautiously, her heart pounding. As a scientist who'd dedicated her life to studying potential extraterrestrial biology, she'd imagined this moment countless times. But nothing could have prepared her for what she found in the small clearing ahead. A woman lay unconscious among broken branches and disturbed earth, but she was unlike any human Olivia had ever seen. Her skin had a subtle iridescent quality, shifting between pale violet and silver in the early morning light. Delicate patterns traced across her face like circuitry, and her hair seemed to capture and reflect light in impossible ways. Olivia rushed forward, her scientific curiosity overwhelmed by medical concern. The alien woman's chest rose and fell with rapid, shallow breaths. A deep gash ran along her side, seeping a liquid that shimmered like mercury but moved like blood. "Can you hear me?" Olivia asked, knowing it was unlikely the woman would understand Earth languages. She reached for her first aid kit, then hesitated. Would human medical treatments help or harm an alien physiology? The woman's eyes fluttered open, revealing irises that swirled with colors like distant nebulae. She spoke, her voice musical and strange, in a language that seemed to shift between sound and light itself. Though Olivia couldn't understand the words, the pain and fear in her voice were universal. The alien tried to move but gasped in pain. She pressed a hand to her abdomen, not where her wound was, but lower. That's when Olivia noticed it, a soft glow emanating from the woman's midsection, pulsing with the same rhythm she detected earlier. "You're pregnant," Olivia whispered in amazement. The alien woman seemed to understand her tone if not her words. She nodded slowly, tears like liquid starlight gathering in her eyes. A distant humming sound grew steadily louder. The alien woman's expression changed to one of terror. She grabbed Olivia's arm with surprising strength and spoke urgently, her free hand protective over her abdomen. Olivia didn't need to understand the words to know they needed to move. She helped the woman to her feet, supporting her weight. "My research facility isn't far. We can." A beam of intense red light sliced through the trees where they'd been standing moments before. The alien woman pulled them both down behind a fallen log as another beam cut through the forest. Through the mist, Olivia caught glimpses of dark shapes moving with inhuman grace between the trees. The woman pressed something into Olivia's hand, a small crystal that hummed with energy. In that moment of contact, Olivia's mind filled with fragments of understanding. The woman's name was Thera, she was running from her own people, and what she carried within her was something that had never existed before, something that could change everything. More beams of light cut through the forest. They had seconds to decide their next move. Olivia looked at Thera, saw the desperation and hope in those alien eyes, and made her choice. She'd spent her life searching for proof of extraterrestrial life. Now she had found it, and it needed her help. "This way," she whispered, guiding Thera toward a hidden path. "Whatever you're protecting, whatever you're running from, you're not alone anymore." As they disappeared into the misty forest, the crystal in Olivia's hand pulsed with the same rhythm as the life growing inside Thera. Neither woman could know it yet, but this moment would change not just their lives, but the future of both their species. The chase had begun, and with it, a journey that would redefine what it meant to be human, or alien. Olivia's research facility was more of a converted wilderness cabin than a laboratory, but its isolation had never felt more valuable than now. She helped Thera through the reinforced door, quickly engaging the security systems she'd once thought excessive. Now, with alien pursuers in the forest, they seemed inadequate. The crystal Thera had given her pulsed warmly in her pocket as she helped the alien woman onto the medical examination table. In the harsh laboratory lights, Thera's iridescent skin took on an almost translucent quality, revealing hints of an anatomy both familiar and utterly alien. "I need to treat your wound," Olivia said, knowing Thera couldn't understand her words but hoping her tone would convey her intentions. She reached for her medical scanner, a prototype she developed for theoretical xenobiology. Never had she imagined using it on an actual alien. Thera watched her movements with those nebula-like eyes, then slowly nodded. She placed one hand over her glowing abdomen and used the other to touch the crystal in Olivia's pocket. Suddenly, Olivia's mind filled with images and sensations, a rudimentary form of communication. "You're showing me how to help you," Olivia breathed, understanding flowing through her consciousness. The crystal was more than a translator, it was a bridge between their minds. Through it, she learned that Thera's wound wasn't life-threatening, her species had remarkable healing abilities. What concerned her more was protecting the life growing inside her. As Olivia worked, following Thera's guidance through their shared connection, the scanner revealed something extraordinary. The fetus Thera carried showed signs of both alien and human DNA, perfectly merged in ways that should have been impossible. "How?" Olivia whispered, but even as she asked, the crystal showed her fragments of the truth. Thera was part of a secret scientific initiative on her world, one that believed their species was stagnating. They sought to create something new, a hybrid that could bridge their worlds. The humans hadn't been consulted, genetic material had been collected covertly during previous encounters. But something had gone wrong. Or rather, something had gone too right. The hybrid child was developing abilities that frightened the conservative elements of Thera's society. They wanted to terminate the experiment. Thera had fled, choosing to protect the new life she carried. A sharp beeping from Olivia's security system interrupted their shared understanding. Someone was approaching, multiple someones, moving with purpose through the forest. Olivia rushed to her monitors, her heart racing as she saw the thermal signatures. They weren't the alien pursuers from before, these moved like trained human operatives. "Government agents," Olivia muttered. Of course, the energy signatures she'd been tracking would have attracted official attention. Through their connection, she felt Thera's fear spike. The alien woman understood all too well the danger of falling into any government's hands. Olivia made a quick decision. She grabbed her emergency pack, always prepared for the possibility of needing to protect her research, and helped Thera to her feet. "There's a tunnel," she explained, the crystal translating her intentions if not her exact words. "The local caves are full of mineral deposits that interfere with scanning equipment. We can hide there until—" The security alert changed tone, becoming more urgent. The operatives had reached her outer perimeter. Through the facility's cameras, Olivia caught glimpses of black uniforms and advanced equipment. They moved with the confidence of people used to getting what they wanted. But as Olivia guided Thera toward the hidden tunnel entrance, she felt something else through their connection, a new presence, small but growing stronger. The hybrid child was aware, responding to their situation. Its consciousness brushed against Olivia's mind through the crystal, and in that touch, she understood why both humans and aliens might fear and desire this new form of life. They slipped into the tunnel just as the first operatives reached the facility. As Olivia sealed the hidden entrance, she realized her life's work studying alien life had become something far more important. She was now part of protecting humanity's next evolutionary step. The crystal hummed with shared purpose as they moved deeper into the cave system. Behind them, they could hear the agents discovering the empty facility. Ahead lay uncertainty, but also hope. The child Thera carried wasn't just a hybrid of two species, it represented a future neither humanity nor Thera's people had imagined possible. In the darkness of the tunnel, Thura's skin began to glow softly, providing just enough light to guide their way. The pursuit had only begun, but Olivia knew with certainty that she was exactly where she needed to be, helping to protect a miracle that could change everything. The underground bunker was supposed to be abandoned. At least, that's what the classified files Olivia had accessed years ago had claimed. But as she and Thura emerged from the cave system into the Cold War-era facility, a soft blue glow emanating from deeper within suggested otherwise. "Hello, Olivia," a familiar voice called out. "I had a feeling you might show up here." Olivia instinctively stepped in front of Thura, though the voice brought more relief than fear. "Riker?" She hadn't spoken to her former research partner in 3 years, not since he'd mysteriously left their xenobiology program to work on private projects. Dr. Thomas Riker stepped into view, his dark skin illuminated by the strange blue light. He hadn't changed much, same methodical movements, same calculating gaze behind wire-rimmed glasses. But now he stood in what was clearly an advanced laboratory, far beyond anything that should exist in an abandoned bunker. "Your pursuit set off my security systems 2 hours ago," he said, then nodded to Thura. "Though I admit, I didn't expect you to bring exactly what I've been working toward all these years." Through their crystal connection, Olivia felt Thura's mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The alien woman studied Riker intently, her hand protectively over her glowing abdomen. "You knew?" Olivia asked. "About them? About all of this?" Riker's expression softened. "I found evidence of their genetic sampling program 3 years ago. That's why I left, to prepare. To build something that could help when the time came." He gestured to the blue glow behind him. "Come see." They followed him deeper into the bunker. The narrow corridor opened into a vast chamber that should have been impossible, perfectly circular, with walls that seemed to bend light itself. In the center stood what could only be a spacecraft, but unlike anything in Earth's public or private space programs. "Reverse engineered," Riker explained, noting their expressions. "With some improvements of my own. I've been waiting for the right moment to test it. Looks like that moment is now." A distant rumbling shook dust from the ceiling. "They've found the cave entrance," Olivia said, feeling Thura's fear spike through their connection. But there was something else too, a new sensation from the hybrid child, a kind of reaching out toward the ship. The child, Thura spoke suddenly, her first English words, clearly learned through their crystal connection. "It knows this technology. It remembers." Riker's eyes widened. "Genetic memory. Of course, the hybrid is accessing both human and alien ancestral knowledge. This is beyond anything we theorized." Another explosion, closer this time. "Less theorizing, more escaping," Olivia urged. "Can your ship actually fly?" "Better." Riker smiled, pressing his palm to a panel. The ship hummed to life, panels shifting like liquid metal. "It can break through dimensional barriers. The only question is, where do we go?" Through the crystal, Thura shared a stream of coordinates and images, a secret sanctuary among the stars, built by others of her kind who believed in the importance of their work. The bunker's security alerts blared. Multiple teams were converging on their location, both human and alien. The hybrid child's consciousness pulsed stronger through their connection, conveying a sense of urgency. "The ship needs 4 minutes to power up," Riker said, rushing to the controls. "I don't suppose either of your groups of pursuers will wait politely." As if in answer, something began cutting through the bunker's reinforced door. The metal glowed red, then white, beginning to melt. "Thura, inside," Olivia commanded, helping the alien woman into the ship. "Riker, we need weapons. Better than weapons." Riker pressed another panel, and sections of the chamber's walls became transparent, revealing banks of equipment. This facility's original purpose, experimental electromagnetic pulse generators, might disrupt their tech long enough for us to launch. Olivia ran to the controls he indicated, her scientific background allowing her to grasp their operation quickly. The pursuing forces breached the outer door just as she initiated the sequence. The pulse rippled outward. Alien weapons sputtered and died. Human tactical gear went dark. In the confusion, Olivia sprinted back to the ship, diving inside as Riker engaged the launch sequence. The ship rose silently, its hull rippling like quicksilver. Through its transparent sections, they watched their pursuers recover, weapons raising too late. The ceiling above them split open, revealing a hidden launch tunnel. "Hold on," Riker warned. "Theoretical physics can be a bit bumpy in practice." The ship shot upward with impossible speed, but its internal gravity kept them stable. Within seconds, they broke through Earth's atmosphere, the blue sky darkening to star-studded black. But they weren't alone. Larger ships emerged from hiding behind Earth's moon, their designs matching Thurah's vessel from the forest. The hybrid child's consciousness surged through their connection, not with fear, but with determination. "We can't outfight them," Riker said, watching the alien ships approach. "We don't have to." Olivia placed her hand over Thurah's, feeling the crystal's power merge with the child's growing awareness. "We just have to outthink them." "Show us how your ship really works, Riker. It's time to disappear." As the alien vessels moved to intercept them, Riker engaged his ship's experimental drive. Reality itself seemed to bend around them, the stars stretching into lines of light. They were heading into the unknown, carrying with them a child that represented the future of two species, if they could survive long enough to protect it. Space bent around them like folded paper, Riker's experimental ship cutting through dimensions in ways human science had only dreamed of. Inside the vessel's confines, Thurah's pregnancy was accelerating at an impossible rate. The hybrid child's consciousness grew stronger with each passing hour, its presence in their minds evolving from simple emotions to complex thoughts. The dimensional travel, Riker observed, studying readings on a holographic display, it's affecting the child's development. Or maybe the child is affecting our travel. Olivia felt it too, through their crystal connection. The hybrid's awareness had begun to interweave with the ship's systems, its understanding of spacetime seemingly innate. "It's not just growing," she said. "It's becoming something more than either of our species imagined." Thurah sat in a modified medbay chair, her iridescent skin now almost transparent, allowing them to see the intricate patterns of energy flowing through her body. The child within her glowed with increasing intensity, its light pulsing in rhythm with the ship's dimensional drive. Through their shared connection, Thurah suddenly transmitted a memory, the moment when her world's scientists first discovered the possibility of human-alien hybridization. They had found that human DNA contained dormant sequences that perfectly complemented their own genetic structure, as if both species had been designed to eventually merge. It wasn't random, Riker realized, interpreting the shared memory. "Your people didn't choose humans by chance. We were always meant to." The ship shuddered violently, alarms blaring as they were yanked back into normal space. 3 massive alien vessels surrounded them, their designs both beautiful and threatening. But these weren't their previous pursuers. "The Guardians," Thurah whispered, her voice carrying both hope and fear. "They protect the balance between species." A transmission cut through their defenses, filling the ship with swirling patterns of light that coalesced into a towering figure. The alien's form shifted between states of matter, its voice resonating directly in their minds. "The child breaks ancient laws," the Guardian declared, "yet it fulfills ancient prophecies. We have watched its development with great interest." More ships emerged from dimensional space, the original pursuers who had chased them from Earth. But as they moved to attack, the Guardian vessels created a barrier of pure energy around Riker's ship. "The time of separation is ending," the Guardian continued. "But change must be guided, or it brings chaos." Through their crystal link, the hybrid child responded, its consciousness now sophisticated enough to communicate directly. It shared visions of a future where humanity's innovation and adaptability merged with the aliens' advanced understanding of reality itself. The child would be neither human nor alien, but a bridge between them, the first of a new kind of being that could help both species evolve. There are those among us who believe this future must be prevented, the Guardian acknowledged, indicating the hostile ships. And those who believe it must be protected. The energy barrier rippled, holding back weapons fire from the opposing vessels. Thera cried out, clutching her abdomen. The child's glow intensified, and suddenly every system on their ship activated simultaneously, responding to its influence. The hybrid was no longer just communicating, it was transforming their technology, improving it in ways even Riker couldn't comprehend. Remarkable, Riker breathed, watching his ship's hull reshape itself. It's not just a combination of our species, it's advancing beyond both of us. Through their link, Olivia felt the child's determination. It hadn't asked to be created, but it understood its unique position to bridge two civilizations that desperately needed to evolve. The question was whether fear would triumph over hope. The attacking ships launched a coordinated assault on the Guardian's barrier. Cracks appeared in the energy field as Thera's labor intensified. The child's consciousness touched each of them, Olivia, Riker, the Guardians, and even the attacking forces, sharing its vision of unity with increasing clarity. Some of the hostile ships began to halt their attack, their crews affected by the child's revelation. Others pressed their assault with renewed desperation, determined to prevent a change they couldn't control. The barrier won't hold, the Guardian warned. You must choose now, will you accept our protection and guidance, understanding that the child's birth will irreversibly change both our civilizations? Olivia looked at Thera, seeing in those nebula eyes the same certainty she felt. They had come too far to let fear stop them. Through their crystal connection, they shared their choice with the child, feeling its gratitude and determination. As the barrier began to fail, their ship's new systems hummed to life, resonating with both Guardian technology and the hostile vessel's weapons. The hybrid child had evolved beyond what either side had prepared for. The real question now wasn't whether they would survive the attack, but whether both species were ready for what the child would show them. The final battle for the future of human and alien evolution had begun, and at its center, a new form of life prepared to enter the universe, one that would either unite their civilizations or become a catalyst for their mutual destruction. The universe seemed to hold its breath. The Guardian's energy barrier shimmered like gossamer against the void, weakening under sustained assault from the hostile ships. Inside Riker's vessel, transformed by the hybrid child's influence, Thera's labor had reached its peak. The child's consciousness blazed through their crystal connection, more powerful than ever. Multiple dimensional fractures forming, Riker announced, his fingers dancing across controls that had evolved beyond his original design. The child's birth is affecting spacetime itself. Olivia held Thera's hand, feeling waves of both pain and purpose flow through their connection. The alien woman's skin had become almost completely translucent, pure energy coursing through her body. The hybrid child's glow pulsed in sync with the dimensional distortions surrounding them. The Guardian's voice resonated through their minds. The moment of transformation approaches. What comes next will reshape both our kinds. A massive blast from the hostile fleet finally shattered the protective barrier. As weapons fire streaked toward their ship, time seemed to slow. Through their shared connection, Olivia felt the hybrid child make its choice. Reality rippled. The energy that had been building within Thera exploded outward, not destructively, but transformatively. It enveloped their ship in a cocoon of light that spread to encompass both the Guardian vessels and their attackers. Within that field, something impossible happened. The child was born. But it wasn't the birth anyone had expected. Instead of a physical form, the hybrid emerged as a being of pure consciousness and energy, visible as a swirling constellation of light that contained patterns of both human DNA and alien genetic structures. It existed simultaneously in multiple dimensions, its awareness touching every mind within reach. Through its presence, they all understood. Every person, human and alien alike, experienced the child's perspective, a vision of existence unbounded by the limitations of single species. They felt its comprehension of space, time, and reality itself, a understanding that merged human intuition and creativity with alien knowledge and capability. "Extraordinary," Riker whispered, tears streaming down his face as the child's consciousness shared insights that advanced his understanding of physics by centuries. The hostile ships powered down their weapons, their crews transformed by the experience of touching the hybrid's mind. The child showed them why their fear had been misplaced. It wasn't a threat to either species, but rather a gateway to their next stage of evolution. Thora, weakened but filled with joy, reached out to touch the swirling energy that was her child. Through their connection, Olivia felt the deep love between mother and child, but also understood that this being now belonged to all of them. The Guardian spoke again, its tone different, humbled. "In all our millennia of watching species evolve, we never imagined this. The child is neither human nor alien, neither energy nor matter, but a bridge between all states of existence." The hybrid consciousness expanded further, sharing its gift with all it touched. Humans would retain their physical forms, as would the aliens, but their understanding and capabilities would grow. The child showed them how to begin working together, using their complementary strengths to solve problems neither species could handle alone. Through the crystal link, Olivia received a vision of the future, space stations where humans and aliens worked side by side, their technologies merged, their cultures enriching each other. She saw new discoveries, new forms of art, new ways of thinking that could only emerge from their cooperation. "It's showing us the path forward," she realized. "Not just coexistence, but true synthesis." The hybrid child's energy began to stabilize, forming patterns that danced between dimensions. It could appear in physical form when needed, but its true existence transcended simple matter. It would be their teacher, their guide, helping both species navigate this new era of evolution. Riker's ship, now a hybrid of human and alien technology, became the first of many vessels that would carry mixed crews between the stars. The hostile fleet transformed into allies, their fear replaced by understanding and purpose. Even the Guardians found themselves learning from this new form of life they had helped protect. Thora recovered her strength, her body forever changed by carrying such a unique being. Through their crystal connection, which now extended to others who wished to learn, she began teaching humans about her people's science and culture. In return, humanity shared its adaptability, its creativity, its endless drive to explore and understand. The hybrid child's consciousness touched them one final time, sharing not just knowledge but a profound sense of hope. It had been born of two species but belonged to neither, existing instead as living proof that evolution wasn't just about survival, it was about transcendence. As their ship set course for Earth, where they would begin the delicate process of introducing humanity to its new reality, Olivia looked out at the star-filled void. The universe suddenly seemed fuller, richer with possibility. Their journey had begun with a crashed ship in a forest, but it had led to something far greater, the next step in the story of life itself. The hybrid child's energy danced around them, a constant reminder that the greatest discoveries come not from conquest or competition, but from the courage to reach across the void and embrace the unknown. In its light, both human and alien, they sailed toward a future that neither species could have imagined alone. A new dawn had broken across the cosmos, and its light would transform everything it touched.